Hey guys, it's me, Rich. You've probably seen the hysteria online this weekend. Leftist voices literally trying to manifest Trump's death through what can only be described as occult rituals. I'm not kidding. What happened over the weekend represents something far more sinister than just political opposition. While Trump took a completely normal weekend break from public appearances, the same people who defended Biden's months-long disappearances are now spinning conspiracy theories about the president's death. However, the most disturbing part isn't the speculation itself. It's the gleeful celebration of potential tragedy by a sitting governor and a former VP candidate. How the low have gone even lower. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, do me a favor and save the date. September 12th, which is not this coming Friday, but the one after that. Friday, September 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're doing a live stream as normal, but with a very special guest. Courage is the Cure host, Robin Jackson Stegner. She will be here with us for as long as she really wants. Robin is a strong free speech advocate. Her core message is about standing strong against fear, compliance, and societal control. She fits right in. Her channel's tagline is, "Fear is the virus, courage is the cure. Fear has infiltrated our communities. One person with a little courage can make a difference." Now, that's an unapologetic call to action, and that's how we know it's going to be a great show. September 12th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Join us. Okay, so over the weekend, we witnessed something that would have been unthinkable in American politics just a few decades ago. Some of the most deranged and spiteful voices on the left tried to manifest Trump's death as if chanting spells and mumbling witchcraft could somehow replace reality. These people are sick, clinging to occult nonsense while openly celebrating the idea of an American president dying, all because it's Trump. Now, you might be wondering what sparked this latest bout of leftist lunacy. Well, it all started with Trump's absence from public events since his Wednesday cabinet meeting and his empty weekend schedule, something entirely routine for any president. Now, I can understand why the libnuts went crazy this time, because Trump is always, he's the hardest working president I've ever seen in my life. But apparently taking a weekend off is now grounds for a full-scale meltdown. Vice President J.D. Vance even addressed the speculation, telling USA Today that he was ready to step in should a terrible tragedy happen, but Vance also made it very clear that Trump is in good shape and incredibly good health. Yet somehow this reasonable statement only fueled more conspiracy theories from the unhinged left. Let me paint you the full picture of just how hypocritical this situation really is. Health rumors have circled Trump for months now. Now at 79, he became the oldest person ever sworn in as president in this January. Photographs have occasionally shown bruising on his hands, most recently in the Oval Office earlier this month. But the White House dismissed it as a result of shaking hands with thousands of people. Trump's physician, Sean Barbabella, confirmed that marks were consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from handshaking and aspirin use. Barbabella also disclosed that Trump suffers from chronic venous insufficiency, a common condition linked to his ankle swelling seen at the FIFA Club World Cup final in July. So we're talking about completely normal health issues for a man his age who maintains an incredibly demanding schedule. But here's where it gets really rich. You're not going to believe the level of hypocrisy we're dealing with here. Let's compare. Joe Biden vanished for months on end, barely seen in public at all, and the press pretended that it was just fine. But when Trump takes a normal weekend off, the left melts down into hysteria. This is what Democrats do. They behave like children, recycling every criticism aimed at them and spitting it back out with all the wit of a broken record. It's the political equivalent of, I know you are, but what am I? Except coming from supposedly serious adults who want to run this country. Leading the charge are the Lincoln Project hustlers, self-righteous grifter rhinos, more interested in their bank accounts than the country they pretend to defend. These are the same people who've been wrong about everything for the past 8 years, yet somehow they still think they have credibility with anyone outside their Twitter echo chamber. And then there's the truly unhinged wing, the left's assassination lobby. They praise a would-be killer, Luigi Mangione, and actually pray for Trump's death. We're talking about people who have completely lost touch with basic human decency, let alone American values. But what happened next will shock you, even by the standards we've come to expect from the radical left. Tim Walz even dangled it before his party on stage, telling Democrats that while they didn't get the news that they hoped for this weekend, the good news of Trump's death is still coming. Let me show you this clip because you have to see this for yourself. Tim Walz tells supporters to remain hopeful that Trump will die soon.
You get up in the morning and you doom scroll through things, and although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying. There will be news sometime, just so you know, there will be news.
Guys, a little reality check here. He's talking about a president who not that long ago was shot in the head during an assassination attempt. Even worse, school children were just shot in a church last week in Tim's state. And this is what he's talking about? This is what he's thinking about? I can't even put words into how disgusting this deranged freak is. I'll let Scott Jennings from CNN say it for me.
You had an opportunity to ask the president today about this, and you did not. Why?
Well, because when he got on the phone and sounded very much alive, I thought it would sound kind of stupid, frankly, to ask an alive person if they were dead. But I'll tell you who is a complete piece of shit. I'm going to tell you right now.
There have been a lot of swear words at this
Tim
table today.
Walz,
Okay.
the governor of Minnesota, holding up a phone in front of a rally saying, well, we thought we were going to wake up and find out the president had died. Someday it'll happen. Someday it'll happen.
I mean, think about this, guys. Tim Walz is a sitting governor and a former VP candidate. For him to make those remarks confirms that Scott Jennings knows him best. Now, think about this for a moment. The sitting governor, someone who took an oath to serve the people of his state, openly hoping for the death of the president of the United States. That's what he was referring to. This isn't political opposition anymore. This is something far darker and more dangerous. The same people who spent 4 years screaming about threats to democracy are now the ones actively hoping for political assassination. The same crowd that pissed themselves over January 6th are now celebrating actual violence and praying for more of it. And again, the context here, school children were just shot in church last week in Tim's state. And this is what he's thinking about. His priorities couldn't be more twisted if he tried. This is the modern Democratic Party, folks. This is what they've become when they think the cameras aren't rolling and their true feelings can slip out. It's not about policy differences anymore. It's about a fundamental hatred that runs so deep it's consumed whatever decency they may have once had. The irony is absolutely staggering. These are the same people who spent years telling us that Trump was the one promoting violence, that his rhetoric was dangerous, that he was dividing the country. Yet here they are literally hoping for his death and trying to manifest it through what can only be described as witchcraft. Meanwhile, Trump is out there doing his job, meeting with world leaders, making deals, securing the border, and putting America first. The things that Joe Biden never did, but they approved of him. Apparently taking a weekend off to recharge is somehow evidence of failing health. I mean, the desperation is palpable with these people. What we're witnessing is the final death throes of a political movement that's run out of legitimate arguments. They can't beat Trump at the ballot box. They can't impeach him, and they can't indict him successfully. So now they've resorted to hoping he just dies. It's pathetic. It's un-American. And it shows just how far the Democratic Party has fallen. But here's the thing they don't understand. And this is where their strategy backfires spectacularly, guys. Every time they show their true colors like this, more Americans see exactly what the Democratic Party has become. Every unhinged rant, every celebration of violence, every hope for tragedy only drives more people away from their cause and toward common sense conservatism. The American people aren't stupid. They can see the difference between a party that wants to build the country up and one that's so damn confused and consumed with hatred that they literally are praying for death. They can see who's focused on solutions and who's focused on destruction. So while Tim Walz and his fellow travelers continue their descent into madness, the rest of us will keep working to make America great again. We'll keep fighting for our values, defending our Constitution, and building a better future for our kids. You know, the things that actually matter. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.